Welcome to Tech Notice. In this episode, I just want to share a little audio trick that I did in a wedding. So basically, last Saturday, I was in a wedding filming with my good friend Joel, and then there was the speeches part in a wedding. And if you know, speeches part, there's usually some kind of audio equipment, and hopefully you can use your Zoom H5 or something that has XLR inputs that you can get the XLR input and record in here as well when they use a microphone and things. But basically the situation was this. In the wedding, as you can see in some of the B-roll over here, there was only like this rubbish, like a little amp that only had one input, which was the mic input, was even a jack, which is not ideal really, and there was no outputs, so there was no way to get like a feed from that amp. So we were wondering, how do we record this? Obviously we had backup audio, lapel microphones or each of them, but the bride was doing a speech and the bride was using that microphone, so we're wondering, how do we get that audio? So we figured out this trick. So sometimes even if you don't have an output from the amp, you can still run and record through the recorder before it goes to the amp. So this is what we did. Even though this recorder here doesn't have dedicated output, what you can do is basically the microphone that everybody was using, we added another XLR to the microphone cable, so just that the microphone cable is longer basically. And if you don't know what XLR cable is, it's one of these that has these types of ends. You can find all the stuff that I'm talking about in the description as well. But basically, microphone went straight into here, number one XLR input, and then we pressed record. And then what you need to do is get one of those jack to jack cables, which look like that mini jack. So basically they're like headphones to headphones, you know the drill. So basically get one of these and plug it into the headphones input over here, which means that the signal will come out from this headphones input. And now the other side of this, we plugged into the auxiliary input of the speaker. So the speaker always has some kind of a input also to put like audio in, whether it's an RCA input or literally jack input, then we just literally plugged it in there. Sometimes you need one of these cables, which is basically a jack and then RCA in the other side, and you can plug it straight into the speaker. But basically this goes to the headphones part on your recorder, and then this goes to the speaker. So what actually happens then is that your recorder records the audio from here, and then you just put the gain, however, so it's nicely, and then whatever comes out, what you would actually hear comes through the speaker, which means everything works as it should be. They speak into the microphone. The nice speeches, people hear about the speeches, even though the speaker is rubbish, they hear it, but you get a good audio of your speeches. Next time, when you're in a situation like this, maybe, remember this tip or share this tip with someone who might find it useful. Someone's maybe filming weddings all the time, or, this is an awesome tip that I figured out. When we got this working, we figured out flipping like this looks like it's like a trick, it feels like you're cheating, but actually you got really nice and crispy audio in the end. Anyway, there's a little tip for you. Hope this helped for you. Thanks guys for watching. See you soon. Bye.